Hello, denizens of the universe. So, this is going to be a dramatic reading of a short story I have in progress called The Devil's Minion is a Shameless Shipper. It's a first draft, so what I'm really looking for is constructive criticism, feedback, any comments anybody might have for how to improve this, or suggestions for what route to take the story, just whatever comes to mind. Without further ado, Skype made a blooping noise. Artie slammed into the office chair before I could reach it, staring at the screen with keen interest. She turned and smiled devilishly at me. "It's your girlfriend," she crowed. I just rolled my eyes and pulled on my ragged hoodie. Greasy hair, raccoon shadows under my eyes, and scruff peppering my face. The rugged look works for Hugh Jackman, but definitely not me. I smell like shit too. Of course, the shower head's still busted and I can't afford to fix it right now. "Eric, she's waiting," Artie called out in gleeful sing-song. It was followed by her obnoxious tinkling laughter. In my current sleep-deprived state of mind, I imagined her swallowing Tinkerbell alive and gleefully licking her sharp canines. "Eric!" She verbally stretched my name like a long, rubbery strand of gum. "Bother someone else," I groaned. "No can do." She pursed her lips and purred. The way Artie operates, she likes to conveniently forget the spade on the end of her tail. When she casually waves her tail about, she ends up knocking something over. She's the reason I can't have any glasses made of actual, well, glass. I glared pointedly at her. She pulled down the tip of her trilby, snapped her fingers, and clicked her tongue at me. "You're my assignment today, bud." Sure. I'd believe you if I hadn't seen the boss himself chew you out." "That little tip, that was all show, my dear boy. Lucifer and I are like this." She grinned and twisted her fingers. Our staring match continued. My brows drew closer together, the higher hers raised. "You got fired, didn't you?" Within seconds, Artie's face-splitting grin drooped and she deflated like a balloon. "Tough break," I sighed, scratching the back of my neck. God, I almost felt bad for her. Keyword being almost. "Hey, Eric, I need somewhere to crash for a little while." To keep the cat analogy going, Artie looked like the grumpy cat cozying up to Master all of a sudden because he was cooking a thick, juicy steak. Nope. The Grinch-like smirk unfurled on my face immediately. "I'm still a supernatural being with crazy powers," Artie grinned sheepishly. "I can grant you any wish you want. Anything you want. Anything in this universe. No, you didn't even stop to think about it," Artie whined, windmilling her arms. "Don't need to. Fame, fortune, world peace," she started counting off on her fingers. "All the world's hottest models falling at your feet. Fame would lead to a swarm of relentless paparazzi." I tapped my chin. "If I were suddenly in a room filled with Scrooge McDuck's stash, it'd be stolen or counterfeit bills. And just as I pulled on my swim trunks to start doing laps, the police would show up right at my door. And if the Twilight Zone taught me anything, it's that world peace is Earth without humans." "What about the models?" Artie wiggled her brows suggestively. "You'd teleport them all here, then trip them up in various Looney Tune-esque ways." "Eric, you watch too many damn cartoons. They're not a frame of reference for how the real world works." Artie clucked her tongue like a stern, condescending schoolteacher. "Cartoon logic works for figuring out your screwed-up, twisted mind." Suddenly, a big, mischievous smile broke out on her face, and she snapped her fingers. "A straight shot to becoming a successful voice actor." My eyes widened. Damn. Quit grasping at straws, Artie. It's freaking pathetic. "Remember, Eric, making a deal with me isn't like making a deal with Lucifer," she whispered, narrowing her eyes. "I wouldn't take your eternal soul. As a matter of fact, I can't." "Should have started out with that line," I frowned at her. "You start by assuaging your victim's nerves about losing a soul. Then you pull out their strongest temptation. You went backwards and didn't even bother to counter my points. You're a terrible saleswoman, Artie." "What if I paid half the rent?" She steepled her fingers. Again, the stolen money thing is a real fear. I snapped at her and pointed my finger like the barrel of a sniper's rifle. But, more important, I hate you. Why the fuck would I willingly live with you? I'm a cute girl that needs help, she shrugged and flashed a sheepish grin. I shot her a really look and folded my arms. With that, she kicked herself out of my office chair and stumbled towards my apartment door. The damn demon had the audacity to slam the door behind her with enough force to shake what few pictures I had up on the walls. She can phase through walls, but of course, she opted for the most obnoxious exit she could. My buddy Morris wasn't in his apartment. I flagged him down at Jackie Lynn's. He likes to stop by and pick up one of her famous apple pies before heading off to work. I collapsed onto the stool next to him, drenched in sweat and hair messier than before. He just smiled knowingly and shoved a plate laden with gooey, heavenly pie my way. Thanks, dude, I mumbled. It's nice to have at least one good thing happen today. No strings attached. Morris tipped his baseball cap like the classy fedora. All I had last night was a cup of crappy ramen noodles. When I tucked into that pie, I felt like a homeless man planted in front of Air Scythen's feast. Morris, that fucker, slid the other half of the pie towards me seconds after I finished the first half. I glared sideways at him while he just gave me a friendly smile. Even if I got a six-figure job, I'd never be able to return how many times Morris picked up my tab. You look like a hobo, he chuckled. I snorted in response as I forked a big chunk of the pie. It's the hoodie, especially the thumb holes. It looks like you rubbed your thumbs against the fabric so much you wore holes in it. That, or you have moss in your sleeves. Yeah, we both shop at Goodwill, dude, so cut the crap. Eric the Hobo, TM. He flashed me a grin as he fished his phone out of his jeans pocket. Everywhere Morse goes, work or otherwise, every pair of pants has oil or grease stains. Every shirt has who knows what stains, and he always sports that same worn-down navy blue baseball cap. I need to borrow your shower. I slammed down the fork, staring guiltily at the pie crumbs. Yup. He pulled out a spare apartment key and raised a knowing brow. Remember, Eric, no wild parties. Yeah, I'm totally inviting my frat bros over. Morris tilted his head and gave me a lopsided smirk. Tell your hobo friends eating my cat is off limits. Fuck you, dude. Hey, be nice to the man that gave you pie. Fucker. I grinned at him as I stood up. Gonna be able to record tonight? Yep. Working a day shift, remember? I'll be off at 5:30. And you'll log on at 11. Like always, I groaned. That means you have time to chat up Jenny. He grinned up at me cheekily. I just rolled my eyes and crammed my hands in my front hoodie pocket. First Artie, now you. Et tu, Brute? Well, thanks for the pie and the key. No problem. I'm glad to do my part for hobos. Stop with the hobo jokes, dude! They stopped being funny 2 minutes ago. Another plate of pie landed in front of him, and he immediately shoved a forkful into his mouth. With that, he raised his hand to wave goodbye, and I waved back feebly before exiting Jackie Lynn's. Jenny, a shorthand for her ridiculous pseudonym, Lucky Penny Jenny. I'm not even sure that's her real name. The most I know about her is that she has a high-pitched voice, used to be the darling of the Jack Cruiser fandom for her shipyard, and managed to turn her status as a fan artist into a part-time job. Sometimes, I envy her for her art skills or making money is something she actually enjoys. Most of the time, I just wonder what stars aligned for us to strike the right chords, become friends, and me asking her to join my podcast. It was just me and Morris before, the asshole and the goofball. Enter Jenny, the queen of derailing discussions. Our podcasts are longer, and apparently, the listeners enjoy things the weirder, crazier, and cruder they become. Unfortunately, Artie and Morris aren't the only ones that make cracks about Jenny. I've had a few idiots leave comments in my Tumblr inbox too, from innocent questions like, "Are you and Jenny dating?" to unsolicited fan art. Jenny's cartoon avatar is a redhead in a tight-fitting black sweater dress and mismatched socks. In promo art for her podcast, she draws me as a generic dude with messy dark hair, 1930s dot eyes, and a too loose black hoodie. I've seen one too many pieces where Jenny and I are cuddled together in said hoodie. And since this is Tumblr, we have the obligatory bright red noses, and someone has her piano fingers wrapped around a foam Starbucks cup. Mileage may vary. A few pieces feature the Steven Universe brand sausage fingers and star eyes. Much to my chagrin, there's a small but fiercely loyal few that made Jarek the center of their internet livelihoods. I'd bet money Artie is the one behind the madness, still trying to drum up the right evidence to pin it on her though, since I know she never admitted to the crime. One horrible deviant started writing fanfic travels and fills out memes every other day, speculating whether Jenny or Eric is the more cuddly one in bed, the one who wakes up early, or the one who has the kitten sneeze. So many people think it's funny to imagine me sneezing like a kitten when there's audible proof that Jenny has that sneeze. Ugh! I have such mixed feelings here. How many times have I scoured through someone's blog looking for fluff about two fictional characters I wish would just kiss already on screen? What I'm trying to figure out is, what put this idea in anyone's head in the first place? If it's not Artie, Jenny and I are just friends. Just friends. And I'm pretty damn sure Jenny has a partner. She's mentioned a boyfriend a few times in passing. Maybe there's some sense of ironic justice in people shipping me with my closest female friend. My favorite ship is best friends falling in love. Damn it. Who am I kidding? People are nuts. If two people appear on screen together for a fraction of a second, somebody ships them, even if they're the only shipper in the entire multiverse. There's an internet rule for that floating around somewhere, an internet rule in a tropes page with an ever-growing bibliography of links and examples. Sometimes I wonder what dedicated nerd edits, updates, and curates websites like TV tropes with the same dedication and research as a college librarian. Better yet, why hasn't that no-life loser made a tropes page about my podcast yet? My podcast, my attempt at drawing attention to one of my favorite cartoons of all time, is overshadowed by a damn stupid ship. A ship that involves me. We have too many people in the kitchen tonight. You're not needed right now. May need you to come in later, though. That's the recent text I got from my scumbucket boss. He does this all the damn time. Prints up a schedule, then cancels my shift about an hour before I have to head out. I sat up in the office chair and ripped off my stuffy purple polo. I'm a skinny, pathetic string bean that's hanging out in jeans with holes about to bust in the knees. Aloe Black's "I Need $1" plays in my head like Death March when the Grim Reaper comes to collect some poor hapless fuck. Skype bloops. It's Jenny. It's always Jenny. I feel a little flutter in my chest when I look at her avatar's $1 million smile. She sent a link to something on Tumblr. No, I don't even bother to open it and look. Thumbnail has Spike from Cowboy Bebop, her self-proclaimed husbando. So I'm sure it's yet another fan art of him shirtless or some ridiculous screenshot. It's her wink-wink nudge-nudge response to how often Morris and I talk about our favorite anime girls. Netflix picked up Animaniacs. Seriously? It's been up for months. I'ma binge-watch this. Wait until after recording? I'll wrap it up before 11. How's that? Yeah, that works. Why does Morris take so long? He's working on some pet project, been trying to teach himself programming recently. I have Netflix open. Yeah, it's loading. You don't need to tell me every freaking detail, Jenny. It's buffering. Still buffering. Rolling an ad for some Marvel show now. 5 minutes passed. I tabbed between Facebook and Skype a few times, only to see Jenny is typing. Both times. Weird. I chalked it up to a bad internet connection, or worse, Jenny cobbling together a novel-length response. She posted long, geeky rambles about characters or shows from time to time. I can imagine it now. This is why Yakko is my favorite Warner. Moments later, I felt like I'd been tossed into a horror movie. Artie peeled herself out of the shadowed corner like a silhouetted shape cut out of construction paper. She immediately took form. Barely 5 feet, silver hair slicked back into hedgehog quills at the base of her neck, and crazy yellow eyes. As if her weird anime look weren't enough, she likes to wear tailored 1940s style suits, hats, spats, and shoes. Today was one of those rare occasions she wasn't wearing a hat, putting her short curved ram horns on display. Talking to the Bay, I see. She grinned wickedly, her teeth a pair of fitted razor blades. I didn't think that word could sound any dumber, but it does. It's worse when someone actually uses it. I just tattooed Eric's Bay to Ginny's forehead. Artie admitted this in the same way a 2-year-old would admit to flushing a box of crayons down the toilet. Her eyes glittered with the same crude glee as she fell into a fit of nutcase giggles. I rolled my eyes and sighed. What the hell do you want? Look at Skype, she chirruped. I shook my head and clapped my open palms over my face. Look! Skype blooped. I hugged my head and took a long, tired breath. Look! 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 Artie pleaded. Nope! Look! Artie forcibly pulled my hands away from my face, then physically pushed my face towards the glowing screen. What I saw made me freeze, like ice water was just dumped down my bare back. Hey, Eric, did you know people are shipping you with Morris now? I immediately wheeled around and fixed Artie with a murderous glare. She just smiled innocently back at me, fluttering her eyelashes. Fingers balled into fists, I wanted to knock every piranha tooth out of her smug face. I wanted to bash her face in until it was an unrecognizable, twisted mess. Even though I knew it wouldn't do any good. Damn it. Damn you. Fuck you. I plan on hitting up the bar to do just that later, she snarked. An icy touch rattled down my spine again. Artie's eyes flashed dangerously. I gripped my teeth together, wrestling between all-encompassing rage and the first time I'd honestly felt afraid of this weird character. The worst part was the sheer, utter glee she took in watching me squirm. Do you know what's going to happen next? She snickered. I swallowed heavily, just holding her gaze and trying to think like an eccentric crackpot devil. The first ideas that came to mind made my heart roar in my ears and my stomach roll crazily. Oh, fuck no. She grinned and made a low squealing noise. Don't you fucking dare. Who says I'm responsible for this? I just got the ball rolling. Morik is someone else's brainchild. Ugh! Morik, she snickered, otherwise known as idiots in love. Ugh! Eric, you sound like the witch after she got hit by a bucket of plain old tap water. You doing okay there, buddy? Gonna hang in there? She snickered again, folding her arms and kicking up off the wood plank floor. She hung back in the air, adjusting herself until it looked like she was sitting on an invisible armchair. Jarek is still my OTP, she whispered giddily. I'm going to fucking kill whoever introduced you to the internet. Good luck. God can't touch him. I doubt you could even get close enough to, kiddo. You got fired, didn't you? Yep. She held up her hand and casually studied her nails. So, why are you still here? I fixed my gaze on her, heart roaring in my ears like a tidal wave. She didn't respond, just kept staring at her nails and using magic to make them longer, shorter, or some obnoxiously bright color. In my mind, I imagined my face slowly turning red and steam curling up and out of my ears. Right now, I was a grenade about to explode. Every passing second was one step closer to someone pulling the metaphorical safety pin ring. Skype blooped again. Artie casually looked up. Are you gonna answer me? I seethed. She chuckled, regarding me with a mix of condescension and amusement. I want to pull her by the lapels of her suit jacket and slap that look on her face. But I wouldn't give to knock her down a few pegs, to make her squirm like a worm that got washed out of the dirt from the latest rain. There's such a thing as people who enjoy their work, my dear boy. She lifted her hands and shrugged in a carefree, c'est la vie kind of way. People who enjoy their work so much, they do it whether they received a paycheck or not. So, you're a sick bastard. I like to think of myself as a playful trickster.